Sunday Night Football is the Packers at the Bills. This is kind of going to be another one of those handicaps, guys. Like, look, the Bills can win this by however many points they want to win this by, and it'll just be, do they decide at any point to take their foot off the gas? One of the things we know, Adam, with the Bills is they have historically, at least over the last couple of seasons under McDermott, have beat the hell out of bad teams. Like, they don't really take their foot off the gas. Like, they kind of just keep going. And mainly that has been to the product of they don't have much of a run game as it is anyway. So they just keep throwing and just keep scoring and keep moving down the field like over and over and over again. So for me, it's unbettable for me because, again, it's like the Bills can just choose when to take their foot off the gas, how much they want to win by. So I can't do it. If you want to put the Bills in a money line parlay or something like that, like with a couple other teams, so you have a winner on the week, I think that's fine. They're going to win this game. I am putting this all out here right now. And I said this four weeks ago that I would retire if a leg of a teaser didn't hit and then that didn't hit and I didn't retire. I will fake retire again if the Bills don't win this game against the Green Bay Packers. Like, I promise you can put this in a money line parlay and it's going to cash. It's just the 10.5, 11. I don't know, man. 10.5, 11 is just tough. The 47.5 is at least somewhat interesting to me from a total perspective because I think the Bills can hang 35 on their own, right? So we're asking for like 13 points out of the Packers. So there's at least that as an angle. What say you, Adam?
So this is a point of the season where I really like one metric that Football Outsiders have. It's publicly available. You don't have to pay for it. And they call it Dave. Their Dave metric looks at essentially, okay, we have 8 weeks into the season here. What do we know about Green Bay versus what do we have for our prior evaluation of Green Bay? And that's really important, I think, right now with a team like them, with a team like the Rams, where we came in with high expectations and we're trying to say, how bad is it really? So if you look at weighted DVOA up to this point, DVOA that basically factors in who have you played, 20th for Green Bay. That's jives with what we've seen, right? Their Dave metric is 11. And that, to me, when you look at them holding on there in that metric with the priors, says to me that maybe the advanced numbers say that this Green Bay team isn't all the way off the cliff yet. And when I see double digits, I'm going to have to, here's the thing. This is one of those bets where I'm going to have to repeatedly say to myself in a disciplined manner, do not buy into the Aaron Rodgers has never been this big of a dog narrative, right? Because everything around him is wrong. The receivers are wrong. The offensive line is wrong. And most importantly, the defense is wrong. So I understand how tempting it is with Green Bay. I'm tempted by it. I can't do it.
So it's like, Steve, it's like I said, it depends on what do we really view as this Packers team? Because again, we don't think the Rams are very good. They beat the Rams by 21. We don't think the Titans are very good. The Bills won 41-7. We don't think the Steelers are good. They won 38-3. The good teams that they played, the Dolphins, of course, they lost that game to. The Ravens, they only won by 3. The Chiefs, they only won by 4. So it's like bad teams, they just beat the hell out of bad teams. And so do we think that the Packers have gotten into that same discussion with these other teams? That I kind of think they have, but I mean, I would listen to you if you said that they haven't.
I'm not at the point where I think they are as bad as the Steelers. I'm not at that point. And there obviously are concerns and optimism in Buffalo that this offense is historically good. Like, we're getting to points where this team is rated among some of the best we've seen this century since 2000. So the ceiling is absolutely there. But I think I lean more towards Adam's side here, where this is a lot of points, like a lot of points. And I thought Mo Nawara on the Beat the Closing Line podcast earlier this week laid out a lot of great reasons as well why he's betting Green Bay to cover such a big number here. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can find that here on the channel. If it's in the podcast feed, if you're listening on audio, I thought he made a compelling case, and I thought Adam just made a compelling case as well, that this is a very large number for Aaron Rodgers.
Again, like I said, dating back to last season, just throwing this out there. Like, McDermott just doesn't take his foot off the gas, right? Like they beat Miami 35-0. They beat Washington 43-21. They beat Houston 40-0. They beat Miami again 26-11. They beat the Jets 45-17. They beat the Saints 31-6. They beat Carolina 31-14. They beat Atlanta 29-15. They beat the Jets again 27-10. Like they just beat the hell out of bad teams. Like they just completely destroy bad teams, and McDermott just doesn't, for whatever reason, take his foot off the gas. But like I said, not in the account. Just did want to throw that out there.